Hi, welcome to Combat Saturday for June 6, 2020. I'm your host, DM Gallibond. Hey, this week on Combat Saturday, we are going to be looking at the Glaive. Um, Now, one of the things that if you're not, just a real expert on what medieval military weapons are, you might not know what a glaive is. And 5e doesn't really help you because it doesn't give you any illustrations of a glaive. So before we talk about the mechanical aspects of the weapon, I want to go into a little bit more of a description of the weapon. Now, a glaive is a pole arm. So it's got a long pole about 2 meters or 6 to 7 feet long, and it's got a heavy blade affixed to the end of it. And you see some of these have like little hooks on them, but they're all pretty much one-edged, single-edged weapons. So there's a definite direction that you have to swing them in order to cut with them. And most of them do have a point at the end, so you can stab with them in a thrusting motion. Now these were used in by mostly by people on the ground, infantrymen on the ground in medieval warfare, and they would be used to, jab at swordsmen from long range or to hack into people who were already in melee combat with others. So, you see your buddy over there fighting with a sword against another swordsman. Well, you come up behind the enemy swordsman and just hack at him with one of these. And because they are very heavy blades, they can, do a number on going through armor and whatnot. And what's really interesting, there's a show on the History Channel now called Forged in Fire. And if you don't have access to cable TV, you can go out to YouTube and just hunt for videos on Forged in Fire. And there was actually an episode where they were making glaives, and some of their weapons experts actually are testing them. So you get to see how these weapons actually would be, would be wielded. So that's one of the interesting things with a glaive. Now let's take a step back and go to the mechanics of how the weapon is used in game. So it's a martial melee weapon, 20 gold pieces, and it weighs 6 pounds. Now that's probably light compared to what an actual glaive would weigh. Actual glaives are probably a little heavier, and as we'll see in the various editions of the game, this weapon has been around for a long time, and its statistics have changed quite a bit over time. So it deals 1d10 slashing damage and has the properties heavy, reach, and two-handed. Now, if you go all the way back to original D&D, the Rules Cyclopedia, which is the first book or the first edition of the game, this the what do you call it? The glaive would fall under the pole arm weapon. Now, at 1d10 damage, hey, it's still the same 1d10 in 5th edition. Now, it costs 7 gold pieces, and it weighs 15 pounds. 150 coin weight is the same as 15 pounds. And of course, it's a heavy blade, requires 2 hands, long weapon, and that deals slashing damage. And looking at the AT&D Player's Handbook, this is where you get two different types of glaives. And they mention this a little bit in the Wikipedia article, but the ones that have the hooks are designed to pull people off of a horse, pull riders off of a horse. And when you have one with a hook, that is where it's called a glaive guisarme. Um, but so that's why you'll see sometimes the glaive and the glaive guisarme. Now they're 8 feet in total in length because they have that big long handle and then that other blade sitting out on top of that handle. Space required 1 foot. Speed factor of 8 in AD&D. The higher the speed factor, the slower the weapon. And then it gives you the armor class adjustment. And remember that it's backwards in AD&D from what it is today. So -1 is actually a bonus. So if you already have a really good armor class, then wielding a glaive actually makes your armor class even better. And it has no bonus or penalty for lesser armor classes, which actually, as the armor classes go up, that means they get worse. In terms of the uh, in terms of the uh, uh, other statistics of the weapon, it's 7.5 pounds, 1d6 damage to small or medium creatures, and 1d10 damage to large creatures. And then the Glaive Guisarme is 10 pounds, 2d4 to small or medium, or 2d6 to large creatures. Okay, now in second edition, uh, all the pole arms are grouped together here. So it costs 6 gold in second edition for a glaive, or 10 for a glaive guisarme. 8 pounds weight for the glaive, 10 pounds for the guisarme. They are slashing weapons, and the speed factor of 8 or 9 if you have the guisarme version. 1d6 against small or medium creatures, and 1d10 against large creatures. Then in third edition, 3.5, the glaive costs 8 gold pieces. Now you notice that pretty much 5th edition has inflated the price on these by quite a bit. 1d8 damage against small or medium, 1d10 against large. Now on a critical in 3rd edition, it would do ×3. So instead of doubling the damage on a critical, it would triple the damage on a critical. Weight is 10 pounds, and it deals slashing damage. And then finally, in 4th edition, it's a two-handed military or martial weapon, +2 proficiency. And now here's the interesting thing. Is the damage in 4th edition was only 2d4, so it actually kind of almost gives you a penalty for using a glaive. Now, what's interesting is you look down here at the halberd, and the difference between a glaive and a halberd is a glaive has more of kind of like a sword blade at the end of the pole, and a halberd is that same pole, but it's got kind of an axe head or an axe blade at the end of it. And so in 4th edition, they decided that the axe would do a lot more damage um, than the sword blade would do. Price is 25 gold, so a little bit more expensive than it is. Weight is 10 pounds or 12 pounds, and heavy blade polearm and the property of reach. So that means that you could hit something that's 2 squares away instead of something in the adjacent square. All right, and then again, there's pictures of some of the heads of the glaives. All right, well, that is going to do it for our discussion of the Glaive for this week. If you like what we do here on this channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And if you ring the bell, then you'll get notified every time we drop new content on a video. We put up videos every day of the week. And if you have a character or a campaign where there was a memorable use of a glaive in combat, either one that your character used, or if you were the DM, one that a particular enemy or one of your players used that really stood out, go ahead and let us know in the comments below. Also, in the description, you'll find how you can follow me on all the social media and where I live stream some of my games on Twitch and other things like that. Okay, well, that's going to do it. Everybody stay safe, and we will see you back here next time. Tomorrow on Skills on Sunday, we'll be looking at some of the skills in 5e and talking a little bit about where they come from in the historic context. Okay, everyone, take care. Good night.